doesn't get much better than this, Marcus, does it?
No, it's a lovely day and it's a lovely view. We're very lucky here.
They certainly are. In fact, you might say they're living the dream. But this beautiful vineyard, nestled in the Tamar Valley, reaping the benefits of its microclimate, was actually the dream of Marcus's granddad, Leo Stam, who came to settle here on the Beer Peninsula after becoming a German prisoner of war.
Rumour has it that he fell asleep on sentry duty and woke up with an American pointing a rifle at him, which is probably the safest thing to do, really. But anyway, he was brought to England as a prisoner of war, and like a lot of prisoners of war, he was sent to work on the land. He always wanted to have like a market garden, because back home in Germany, great-grand's house always had loads and loads of fruit and veg in the garden. And he managed to purchase this plot of land, which was quite difficult as a German, ex-POW, but I think Gran took out a loan with a loan shark. And yeah, they bought this land and he tried to grow things, but it's so arid and so dry, he always struggled. And ultimately he focused more on his building career. And this was always not a hobby, because we were always growing things here. So we were always growing potatoes and daffodils and apples and plums and what have you. So we always had fruit and veg coming in, but never really what he wanted to do.
Leo died in 2004, leaving this land to his daughter Paula and grandchildren Marcus and Emma, never having realised his dream of turning it into a vineyard. The business his family have created here is certainly a labour of love.
But to be able to come together and do this and you know, every little stage it's been a great milestone and something to be very proud of. Planting the vines, just planning it, that was amazing. And then growing the vines, that's amazing. Picking the grapes, that's amazing. And then to have our own wine and our own winery, yeah, it's you know, I think we're really lucky as a family, and we've really got to really thank Grandad for taking that leap and buying this land and getting us so interested in it.
Marcus has learned his trade as a winemaker alongside his day job as a marine biologist at the National Marine Aquarium in Plymouth. But tending these vines is more than just a job.
You have slept overnight and lit fires to keep the vines warm, haven't you?
Yeah, so when we get an early bud burst, which is happening more and more often now with climate change, we have to be very wary of any late frosts. So if we have a frost and we've got all the new growth on here, the frost can actually, it can burn the growth, it can kill off all the new growth, and that can stop you from having a harvest.
For the first harvest, Marcus and his family transported their grapes to Herefordshire to be made into wine. But as the crop grew, that wasn't sustainable, so they built their own winery on site with help from a crowdfunder, and now have some rather interestingly named equipment.
But also it was the sustainability of it, you know, moving our grapes 200 miles by van or vans and lorry. It really didn't sit well with us. You know, the whole idea is we're meant to be sustainable here. And yeah, the more we thought about it, it's like, oh, what if we had our own winery? And this is what we ended up with.
The 2018 vintage has just won bronze in the Independent English Wine Awards. The 2022 crop may see another 2 types of wine being made.
Here we go. This is what it's all about. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Another lovely day at work. Jacquie Bird, ITV News in the Tamar Valley.